Namaste, Jagdish here. As part of our conversations on learning for transformation, we are entering episode 5 of this series. We have seen how learning can be transformative if we don't limit ourselves to the functional aspects of the source of knowledge. When I say the functional aspects of source of knowledge, it could be a textbook, it could be syllabus, it could be the institutional mechanisms of learning. We are exploring that very angle also and extending the bit as we are going to converse on learning for transformation. Today we are going to look at the problem of legitimate knowledge. What do we really call legitimate knowledge? And how much do we really depend on what is called as legitimate knowledge? Probably, legitimate knowledge is one which has been proved by science, which has been published in a journal, and which has been well approved by the academia as valid. Do we really depend on that in our processes of understanding or transacting in life? This is an exploration that we will be getting into as we go ahead. But a word of caution. When I speak about the problem of legitimate knowledge, it doesn't mean to show or denigrate the essence of knowledge that we have built through our institutions like science and technology and mathematics. Instead, we are trying to explore how to make it relevant for our own individual lives. The problem of legitimate knowledge has to be understood metaphorically. It is not to denigrate any aspects of way we transact knowledge. All knowledge is beneficial and useful. But let us look at it this way. In the Indian context, children are generally taught, a 5-year-old child who goes to the kindergarten, are taught the names of the month. So the child who goes to kindergarten generally knows January, February till December. Sometimes the same set of children are also taught the names of months in the Sanskrit or from the Indian calendar, like Chaitra, Vaishaka, Bhadrapada, things like that. Even I'm not very familiar. If a mother asks a child to recite all the names of the month, and if the child is not able to recite that, generally speaking, a mother would be worried, anxious. Why is that my child not learning? The same thing may not be true if the child is not able to recite the names of the month from the Indian calendar, Chaitra, Bhadrapada, Vaishaka, whatever. I also am not sure, as I said before. We get anxious only because something has been legitimized. Something has been approved as knowledge that is in the mainstream. Not to denigrate it. But this is where we are going to differentiate between the window and the outside world. When a window is highly functional, when the window is supposed to do what the window is supposed to do. Window is supposed to show the outside world. But it's our individual's obsession. When I say individuals, we parents, teachers, school leadership and management, that we become obsessed with the window itself. Window could be the textbook. Window could be the classroom. Window could be the legitimate ways of teaching children. Window could be the institutional mechanisms of knowledge itself. All these things could be window. Now, if the window itself takes on itself the whole game of what a knowledge is supposed to do, that's where the loss is. A window is just supposed to show as a pathway to where we are supposed to go. It should show us a world which we intend to explore. And how do we do that is a question that probably we have explored to some extent before. We were looking at the topic of digestion and how this digestion actually opened up itself into my life habits. And I gave the example of my son, the work that I did with my son in the last episode. I want to extend it further. This is something that we did in a school called Satpura Valley Public School, an experimental school as we started that way back in the year 2005. We didn't have textbooks. We didn't have examination. We didn't have any mechanisms of the institutional processes of learning. There, I remember Ashwini, my wife, had developed a module related to the topic of digestion, and it went on expanding like this. It expanded so much that the topic of digestion even expanded to, okay, if my digestive system is like that, that is the reason why I should be eating this. How is the digestive system of a bird? Why does a bird eat so many things different from what we eat? How is that a cow eat different things? So we started looking at knowledge and digestive system of different animals also. So we not only explored knowledge for the sake of functionality, what will be useful for my health, we also explored knowledge because it appeared interesting and intriguing to us. Knowledge expands like this. Don't stick to only legitimate knowledge, expand what is really relevant. Thank you so much, Jagdish here for you.